I'd like to call this meeting to order. Secretary Stelzer, do we have a quorum? In that case, now we're able to conduct business. First of all, I want to welcome all of y'all to being here, and I thank you. And I hope y'all have an enjoyable and a learning and a feedback time for the board and the officers. First of all, though, I want to do something special. I want Dick Vino, if he would come up here. Dick's our past board member for many years. His recent efforts of having this building be able to be refinanced has just totally changed our finances much to the better. And Dick, I just want to bring you up here, and he just recently resigned as treasurer. He and Margette want to travel more, and he says he's tired of dealing with us. But anyway, I've learned a lot from Dick. He's been one of my mentors. But anyway, Dick, I want to give you a little token. It's not ready. This is just symbolic of what we're getting you, and you can probably see it in a month. Yeah, you go ahead. We're having him a scale model of Mardi Gras, his boat built.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have to tell you, it's been a wonderful trip being part of this club, and I've enjoyed it. My wife Margaret and I have really been, we've been members I think now about 12 years. The trip has been wonderful, the people have been great, and we've just enjoyed it.
And the fallacy of it is Dick's only think he's retiring from the club. But we've got other plans for him in the future. But I was going to let him take off about 3 weeks.
Thank you.
Part of this thing that follows this is the vision part, and after we get through at the general membership meeting, the bar will be open. We'll start the vision part, and that's when y'all will earn the other drink tickets to be involved. So we really appreciate your participation in the vision part, because we need to know where we need to be headed, and the only way we're going to learn that is from member feedback, because this is a member-driven club. And so it's just not 4 or 5 people have a vision. This needs to be a vision. We need to get the feedback from everybody. So I really would appreciate all your participation in that. There's going to be a lot of talk about things going forward in the future and plans or whatever. And we have alternative capital funds enhancement methods are being looked at. And I will tell y'all right now, to kill any rumors, raising dues, raising cap fees, and increased assessments are not considered alternate methods of raising revenue. So anyway, just as a quick review, our membership is growing. Barely. We still, our attrition, normal attrition, is still requiring us to replace a lot. We're pretty much so at the same level we were about 4 or 5 months ago, even though today we did approve 18 new memberships. So it is a positive. It is a positive, but just through people moving for other reasons, unfortunately death, we just have a normal attrition in the range that we do. Last year, we had y'all do a survey, and we really appreciate that. And if you look up there, and I guess it's up there because I can't read what's up. Let's see. Because of the survey, these specific items were concentrated on, and if they're not completed, they're being worked on. And for this, we think the survey, and maybe the following year we may do another survey to see how y'all feel that the success of what we feel has been very successful. So anyway, from this, the next level of business, I'm going to turn this over to Hugh to do his financial report.
Hello, everyone. It's my great pleasure to be in front of you tonight. As you all saw a few weeks ago, Ben Wagner and I created a video that gives you a sort of a peek into the finances of the club. And as you saw, we have two income silos, the operating side and the capital side. So let's take a brief look at each one. From an operating perspective, we are doing extremely well. Ben and Bernie are to be congratulated on their outstanding efforts. Year to date, absolutely. Year to date, we've produced a net income of $225,643, which is $148,000 above budget. On the capital side, we're investing in the club. Year to date, we've invested over $203,000 into marina upgrades, a water heater, ice machines, and the like. Additionally, we're continuing to pay down the mortgage on this magnificent building, so we're making great progress. Now, our current picture is very strong, but things wear out. We need a replacement capital approach, just like in your home. You may need to replace your roof, paint your inside or your out, replace appliances and furniture. The same thing exists here at the club. And so one of the things we've done, Stephanie, is to look at all those items that might need replacement and come up with some approaches as to how we might fund them. So let's just take a look at some of the items that we've identified. Shade sails, seawall repair, flooring and carpet, kitchen equipment, concrete dockwork, painting, among items, just to maintain what we have. Slide. Now, the analysis of useful life of all these items in the club is called a capital reserve study. And this study provided replacement estimates so that we'll know what's going to be needed to keep everything in tip-top shape. Now, I don't want to scare anyone with this next slide about possible membership numbers. We're actually working with Club Benchmarking, the premier club consulting group, to optimize membership size. The various levels shown on the graph are for comparison purposes only. But as you can see, the larger our membership, the greater the cushion we have to maintain and improve our club. At Sarasota Yacht Club, membership growth is the key to our success. Steph? All great clubs need to create an environment and a culture that embraces new member growth and member retention. We all need to be members or proxies for our membership committee. Now, in closing, Ben Wagner and I would be happy to sit with any member to discuss the specifics of our financials. I want to thank you for your time and thank you for your support, and I want to turn it over to Pete for the bylaws presentation.
As many of you know, we did a wholesale revision of the bylaws, and they were finally approved and published in 2013. By the way, that was an awkward process. We tried to find all the inconsistencies in what we had that had been put together over the previous three decades, and it turns out that it was very difficult to do. So we went to CMMA, who had a template that was best practices for clubs all over the world, or at least in the United States, and used that as a template and try to tailor it for the Sarasota Yacht Club. And now that we've had it under our belt for a couple of years, we see that there's some changes that were warranted. And one of the requirements that we put into the new bylaws was we don't use the old system to make changes. The old one allowed changes to take place every month. All we had to do was publish the new change out by the elevator or in the old building by the door. And if nobody complained about the change in 30 days, we could incorporate it into the bylaws, and which is how we ended up with kind of a confusing set of bylaws. Now, it requires a majority of the membership, the voting members, to go ahead and approve the changes that are going into this new set of bylaws. The changes are, a lot of them are just typos, clarifying member categories and titles, because sometimes you use class, sometimes you use categories. We're trying to go ahead and get it simplified and get one term. Provide language that allowed the board and management evolution as we introduce some best practices. So I think we've made it kind of a better set so that we go forward into the future. We've cleaned it up so that it's a better set for the Sarasota Yacht Club. The committee, by the way, I'd like to thank Chip Gaylor, Dick Ravino, who helps out with everything. Bernie Kloppenberg was sitting on a committee to make sure that we weren't going to do something that couldn't be incorporated. Dick Rivera, Mike Taff, and I'd like to give special thanks to Linda Seaman, who, when you took a look at the chart that came out to try to simplify all of the multiple changes that were woven all the way through. Like one typo, yeah, we were good at a typo. We could make the same typo mistake 17 times. So rather than send out all of the bylaws with little red marks, she was able to put together the chart so that everybody could understand it, and I hope everybody did. So I'd like the committee for volunteering their time and effort to make sure that we got this new set ready.